Good morning. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the most important news stories of the day from the United States and around the world. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's get started with today's top headlines. From the United States, beginning with breaking news, the Department of Justice has filed criminal charges against 8 individuals in connection with yesterday's massive healthcare data breach. Attorney General announced the defendants include both foreign nationals and American accomplices, alleging they conspired to steal and attempt to sell sensitive medical information on dark web markets. The FBI has executed search warrants across 5 states in what officials are calling one of the most significant cybercrime crackdowns in recent years. In economic developments, new employment data shows the U.S. economy added 235,000 jobs in November, surpassing economist expectations. The unemployment rate held steady at 3.8%, while wage growth moderated to 4.1% annually, a sign that may ease Federal Reserve concerns about inflationary pressures. The strong labor market report boosted investor confidence, with futures pointing to a positive market open. Turning to political news, Congress has reached a bipartisan agreement to extend government funding through February 15th, avoiding a potential shutdown just before the holidays. The stopgap measure includes $5 billion in emergency funding for cybersecurity initiatives and additional resources for investigating the recent GPS spoofing attacks. Both chambers are expected to vote on the measure today. In technology news, major social media platforms face mounting pressure as the Senate Commerce Committee has subpoenaed internal documents related to their handling of AI-generated disinformation. The committee is investigating whether platforms adequately warned users about the recent deepfake crisis and whether their algorithms inadvertently amplified harmful content. CEOs from 3 major companies are scheduled to testify next week. And in environmental policy, the Environmental Protection Agency has finalized new regulations limiting methane emissions from oil and gas operations. The rules, which will take effect in 2026, require comprehensive monitoring and repair of leaks across the fossil fuel supply chain. Industry groups have already indicated they will challenge the regulations in court, while environmental advocates celebrate them as a major step toward climate goals. Now, let's turn our attention to the top stories from around the globe. Our lead international story comes from Kyiv, where Ukrainian forces report significant advances in the ongoing counteroffensive against Russian positions. Military officials claim to have recaptured several key villages in the eastern Donetsk region, though independent verification remains limited. The developments come as the first shipments of the newly approved $100 billion U.S. aid package begin arriving, including advanced drone systems and air defense equipment. In Europe, France and Germany have formally signed the historic Franco-German Military Integration Treaty, creating the foundation for their joint military corps. The ceremony in Strasbourg was attended by both countries' presidents and defense ministers, who emphasized the pact represents European sovereignty in action. The integration will begin with joint command structures and shared intelligence operations, with full implementation expected by 2028. Moving to the Middle East, Iran has conducted another missile test despite international condemnation, launching what appears to be an upgraded medium-range ballistic missile capable of reaching targets up to 2,000 kilometers away. The test comes just days after the Saudi-Iranian Security Pact signing and raises concerns about a new regional arms race. The United Nations Security Council has scheduled an emergency session for tomorrow. In Asia, Japan's economy has shown unexpected resilience, with revised third-quarter GDP data indicating 0.3% growth, rather than the previously reported contraction. The correction came after updated export figures showed stronger than expected trade with Southeast Asian partners. The Bank of Japan may now delay additional stimulus measures it had been considering. And finally, in health and science, the World Health Organization has issued new guidelines for managing future pandemics based on lessons from recent outbreaks. The comprehensive framework emphasizes early detection, rapid vaccine development protocols, and equitable global distribution of medical resources. The guidelines come as global health officials prepare for the next inevitable pandemic, with many experts suggesting it's not a matter of if, but when. That's all for today's news, folks. Stay informed, Stay safe, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next edit. See you tomorrow for another round of important news.